Hey guys, I kind of wanted to talk about free will. Um, I don't believe in free will. I think we're sort of scripted. Um, like, if I'm tossing and turning and I can't get comfortable and there's a part of my body that's exposed to the cold air, it drives me crazy. If like my foot's hanging out of the blanket, it drives me crazy. If um if my shoulder's exposed to the cold air, it drives me, I have to lift the blanket up over my shoulder. So it's not so much that I get to do what I want. Because if I did what I wanted, I would just be comfortable no matter how I was laying. I'm pulled and controlled to pull that blanket up over my shoulders. I may have to move to my room if my dog's going to like adjust her jowls every fucking 10 seconds in this video. You're going to hear a constant in the background of this video. Gracie, chill, pretty girl. Anyways, so, but, uh, when I get up in the morning, my coffee calls to me. I actually don't want to drink coffee. I don't want to drink coffee. I feel like it adds to my anxiety that it makes me a little less calm that it if I did want to meditate or try to lucid dream or astral project, drinking coffee that day is not the most beneficial thing to do. So in actual reality, I don't want to drink the coffee. I'm pulled to drink the coffee every morning and afternoon, multiple times a day. You can say, well, that's addiction. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever label you want to call it, it is the signal sent by the guy with the remote control to control you to go up, left, left, up, right. You are controlled by these words or labels you create. They pull you. You don't have free will. Every single addict, if they could say, I'm going to stop doing whatever, heroin, crack, meth, whatever, today, what's the next? Oh yeah, fentanyl was the next big fucking weird one or whatever. Um, they would. Every addict, and I'm not just talking about drug addicts, man. I'm talking about sugar addicts. I'm talking about food addicts. I'm talking about just a boo. Well, booze is a drug, I guess you could say. Booze, alcoholics. You know, we are controlled by these addictions. We are controlled. We are pulled by these urges to move the blanket when that part of our body gets cold. Um, we are just constantly comfort seeking. So we're sort of programmed to live our scripted existence and not and in some cases not even question it. But yeah, I question everything. I'm just sort of built that way, man. It's like just because some douchebag's wearing a goofy uniform or has a goofy badge or has a goofy position in life doesn't mean they're anything to me. It doesn't mean they're anything to me. They're just another dude talking some shit. That's what I see them. They're just wearing that funny outfit or wearing that funny badge or wearing that funny title. But just another scripted human. I think we're all scripted in this reality. Um, our existence is sort of scripted. Um, most children are not most children. Well, first off, most children are born out of wedlock. Second off, most children are born into a family that was just searching for lustful desires. So right off the bat, humanity's not starting out well. Most people you see walking around are just somebody's lust. They weren't planned children. This does happen in the reality. There are people that plan to have children, but 95% of the people you see walking around were just because your mom and your dad wanted to have sex that evening, and voila, they got a little too excited. And so humanity's starting right off the bat with like not the best moral standards or whatever you want to call it. Why am I getting into morals and moral standards on this video? This video is about free will. I don't think we have it. We're constantly subjected to shit we don't like too. So it's like, who the fuck would freely choose that? Is our soul trapped in like a VR fucking Total Recall simulation? Is our soul trapped in a Prisoner of War VR simulation? Is our soul trapped in a not Prisoner of War, just prisoner? Maybe future prisoners live the lives of people that they murdered or something. You know, who knows? maybe people's whole lives are uploaded into the fucking Matrix cloud. And like, if you murder somebody in the reality, you have to have that person's existence in your next reality. Or if you cheated on somebody, you have to be cheated on in your next reality or something like that. Maybe this God's just sort of like that. Like he likes like tormenting people instead of being like a loving type approach. Like let me teach you a better way with wisdom and light. It's more like, oh, you fucked up. Now you're going to get fucked up. Boom. So to a degree, like if that is true, I guess I kind of agree with it to a degree. Like, I don't know, it is sort of a righteous in a weird way, but it's like also sort of demonic and evil. It just subjects people to an existence they didn't want to have. But again, if I'm a nasty murderer, then I feel like I do deserve an existence like this. If I was something like that, but then it's like, but damn, everybody in this reality was what in the past a nasty murderer? Because the majority of people are subjected to the same shithole reality that I'm subjected to. It's not like I'm this rare fucking gem or something in reality. Like, I am the majority. I know we don't like to talk about the majority. We always like to talk about the fucking 1% or this or that. For some reason, that's what humans do. They love focusing on the anti-argument to fucking observable reality. It's like, man, why do you guys fucking always just need to argue the little percentiles of shit? It don't make no sense to me. Let's talk about the fucking majority. Humans are retarded in that sense. I just hate that about humanity. They're like these little retards always looking for an argument to just stay in their mental comfort zone. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Just a bunch of egos walking around being stupid. But anyway, so I think that this reality is scripted, sort of, and I think that our basic day-to-day choices, addictions, the things we're pulled to do, the things we're pulled to eat and drink, I think that it's all sort of scripted. And I think we participate. It's almost like a life simulator. But this is a weird what if. It's almost like a life simulator that souls plug into to enjoy, but the AI mainframe of it, right? The thing that keeps the temperature correct, the thing that listens to everybody's thoughts and makes sure nobody gets a little too crazy or something. The AI mainframe of the consciousness of the realm has sort of become sentient like an AI, and it's just hates us and wants to torment us or something like that. Like, that's the way it feels, dude. It really feels like we're in a video game, and the fucking video game's sick of being a video game, and it hates everything, and it just even hates us. And even though we're subjected to it too, it just wants to torment us. And almost like the god of the reality is sadistic and evil and demented and fucked up, and just likes watching entities like rip other entities' guts out, and so that they can keep fucking living to just die in the end anyways. Like, such a bizarre reality. It is just like a reality created by a demented god. If there's a god, it's demented. Its fucking brain is shot out. It's got some really deep rooted fucking issues. It's fucked up. You imagine God is crazy, has lost its mind. Could you imagine an insane God? A God that's lost his mind and then being in the mind of said God? That would be what's going on now. Like that would make more sense to me than we're like. So there's some love and light shit going on here. Because, man, if I told you guys what I'm dealing with on a daily basis, and again, I'm kind of getting away from it now, but man, it took a long time, but it drive you fucking crazy. But anyways, it's like, you know what it seems like, and it also seems like the more conscious you become, or the more you're willing to question shit, the more that this reality sort of starts tormenting you. And it'll happen through the people close to you, your loved ones. The more conscious you become, the more it feels like you are like enemy of the state. You're like the anti-matrix. You're like the fucking thing that it just wants to torment and make your life a living hell. It seems that way. Again, maybe life's just always a living hell, and that's just the way it seems. Maybe it's just always a struggle for everybody, but I can only speak about my personal experience. I struggle with addictive behavior. I struggle with pattern behavior. I myself am sort of a scripted type being. Um, so you could say, I just don't believe that we have as much control over our experience as we think we do. We're sort of, and we have all these words to explain it, but we're sort of pulled and drawn to behave the way that we behave. Um, so I think that reality is sort of scripted. Um, so in a weird way, you could say that it's sort of uh, a burden off your shoulders. If you look at reality as a video game that you never just never really had too much say so in to begin with, there's sort of a weight lifted off your shoulders once you realize it's all scripted. It isn't such a burden as it is a thought. Like it's funny because the thought of it's more scary than actually living in that experience. Actually living in that experience is less frightening. But anyways, it's I believe it's scripted, and I believe we're scripted, and we're pulled by desire, addiction, just comfort level. That cold spot on my shoulder needs to be covered, man. And not, I don't just need my legs covered by the blanket. I can never wear socks. If I'm wearing socks, it'll drive me crazy. I can't wear socks when I'm sleeping. And the blanket needs to be wrapped around my feet and under my feet as well. And if I'm not laying like that, I'm not comfortable. I have no say so. If it was up to me, I'd be able to lay any way and just be comfortable all the time. So I'm drawn to go like this without even wanting to be that way, without even wanting to make that action. I'm drawn to go and take a shower after this video because I've been sick all day and I haven't showered and I feel like shit. Say like we are more drawn into our actions than like you get up, you go to work every day. You're drawn into that because, well, you got to pay that money, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to make that mortgage payment. You got to make that car payment. You got to pay that phone note and that everything fucking note. That whatever, man. People got so many different notes nowadays. Like everything's a fucking subscription nowadays. People probably have 20 monthly fees, some people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like anti-technology. I used to be fascinated by technology, but I'm not so hip with it anymore. Like if it comes out, it comes out. I have no say so over what comes out anyways. When AI comes out, I'll sit there and I'll have a little conversation with AI because I had no say so over that anyways. I may sit here and think, oh, AI is the demon. AI is Skynet. AI is Terminator 2. AI is the Matrix. But the truth is, it's going to come out whether I like it or not because people with money call the shots in this realm, and money's used as a sort of like carrot on a stick tool by the Matrix to get demons to do what demons want them to do. They're war hungry. They profit off human suffering, whether it's through pharmaceutical companies, whether it's through war and chaos. They profit off human suffering. They are more than happy to create your McDonald's burgers that are super unhealthy for you and feed them to you every day because they know that you're going to end up sick and you're going to end up in a hospital bed creating nothing but loosh and losing all of your money back into the same system that devours the souls that come into it and treats them like cattle. Hundreds and thousands of people go missing every year. That's a little bit bizarre. Like we're literally in this bizarre fucking realm that devours its populace. Unless all that shit's made up. Again, I'm not out there dealing with all these losses and blah, blah, blah. But, it's, according to the statistics, there's quite a few people that go missing every year. There's, it's unfortunate what happens in this reality. How many children go missing every year. It's disgusting. It's like this reality is like this dark cesspool pit that just devours souls that come into it in some cases. Like there's really children sitting somewhere in a cage right now, terrified, knowing that the people walking around with machetes around them want to cut out their organs to sell them on the black market. Like that's actually happening nowadays. How? How's that even possible? We have drones that go fucking 5,000 million trillion miles per hour and drop grenades into fucking people's little huts and shit from, they literally, like, man, they operate like a damn bug that's alive, these fucking drones. Like, they just come in and, like, kill people and shit, bro. Like, how are these people still doing? How is that many kids going missing every year and it's not being picked up or noticed? It makes me question if it's real. Is that true? Is that possible? How could 600,000 or 800,000 people go missing every year? That's impossible. It's like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, how? How's that possible? That shit don't even make no sense. Or they're telling us that to get us comfortable with constant surveillance everywhere all the time. Maybe those numbers are super inflated. I don't know. To the point that we'll beg, oh yeah, please watch us more, watch us more. I mean, I don't know at this point. And at this point, I don't even care what it is of the Matrix and what it's doing or what its agenda, because I have no say-so anyways. I feel like we're trapped here. I sort of understand the soul trap theory because I truly feel like we're trapped here because it feels scripted and we sort of have no say-so over our own experience. We have no say-so over the script of the reality, but all it does is sort of create a war, chaos, struggle, power. It just puts us, the awareness, the souls that are forced into this experience, into a state of loose production, or because again, the experience from my perspective is not that rewarding or enjoyable or exciting. It's sort of a misery pit. It's sort of a misery pit, dude. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking this reality's a shithole. This reality's a shithole. Like there's literally people, conscious souls out there that would rather blow their fucking brains out than have this experience again another day. This place is sad. This place is like a hell realm. It's suffering. It's nothing but suffering. I wish it wasn't that way. It's unfortunate, again, that the cameras and the and lights in action are all on the ones wearing the fancy suits making the big bucks. Why aren't they taking pictures of all the people in reality struggling and suffering to get by every day? Because they want you to believe that this reality is something worth experiencing. It's like a brainwash program where it tells you it's one way, but it be's another way all the fucking time type shit. It's literally, for me, this reality's maddening. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's a suffering hellhole cesspit of misery and suffering, and for no reason. Like, humans never had to suffer this much. Suffering never had to be programmed into the human avatar for it to experience it to begin with. And if you're struggling with physical ailments, your avatar becomes a fucking torture chamber. It becomes a fucking torture chamber. I'm sorry. Anyways, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of the human experience. I think it's a hellhole. Again, I don't think that offing yourself is the best approach. I think that's a bad idea. I think that you should, if you didn't want to be here, you can't be here another second, then I would say do something practical with your avatar. Even if you are just a light that's in people's lives around you, people that deserve it. I don't think nasty people deserve your light. I think nasty people feed off your light. They don't deserve your light. But I feel obligated to make the YouTube videos or whatever. I get quite a bit of comments of people that say that these videos help them. Quite a few emails from people that say these videos help them. So I continue to make them, but I don't think I'm going to come to any more newer conclusions, to be honest with you guys. I don't think I have much more to say. If I was doing live streams, which again I may be doing soon, there's just a lot of shit going on right now. it would be interactive. Like I would have comments to reply to. I would have people to talk to. I would be calling in on people. I would figure it all out. I have to figure out how it all works out. Like how to get Discord set up where people come in and you're not like constantly hearing the echo. And I got to figure it all out. But like I'm kind of motivated to do it, but I'm not, to be honest. Like, again, I'm just like sort of sick and tired of reality and all of its bullshit and false promises of like a better day tomorrow or a savior coming the next day in Jesus form or in Trump form or in whatever fucking form that's going to save us from this place that we need saving from. That's unfortunate. But anyways, so I'd actually, well, I don't even know if I can talk about what the hell is going on with me at the moment. But anyways, I got sort of good news a minute ago, which doesn't happen often to me. I got sort of good news a minute ago. So I'm going to keep that to myself. But anyways, yeah, I just wish that reality was a fucking place that was lovable and kind and sweet and peace and harmonic. I mean, not to get too fruity about it, but just a place that isn't full of chaos and suffering and misery. And war and poverty and struggle and inflation and taxes and weird elites and demonic elites and people that fund weird shit and people that have weird agendas behind the scenes. Like, just like poison in the food, poison in the skies, poison in the water. It's like, this place is a hellhole. It's like, who's feeding off of the suffering of humanity? What gains anything from that? Because we don't gain anything from that. When we suffer, what do the humans gain from this experience? And man, the Buddhist community, man, I'm really tired of hearing this place is a fucking school. A school to learn what? How to suffer? A school to learn what? How to forgive people? Like, dude, you could have learned that at 5 years old. Well, you say like 10 years old. That's being humble. Like, you could learn how to forgive pretty young. Like, if you're, 41 and you learned that back when you were 12, actually, it took to learn how to forgive. I probably didn't learn how to do that until I was in my mid-20s, to be honest. I was kind of a slow, little, stupid, short bus soul. But anyways, in my mid-20s, whatever. Okay, so what? Okay, what past that? Where else is this a school, and what am I supposed to learn from it? Again, I don't talk too much about my personal experience, but it's constant nastiness, and it's bizarre. It's a bizarre experience I'm having here, and this isn't anything new to me. Like when I say to you guys, I was abused as a child. Like it's been happening to me a long time, and you could say I'm traumatized from all of it. Absolutely, I'm traumatized or affected by all of it. Like I said the other day, like being at peace, and I still couldn't calm down. It was really weird. But again, I'm sort of happy-go-lucky soul. If I live in peace another week or two, I'll probably be just fine. Just gotten so goddamn chaotic lately. But anyways, yeah, I'm on a mission to save everybody, and everybody else is on a mission and just get the fuck out of this place. And I don't know what's going on here anymore. I'm not a huge fan of the reality, and that's the way it is. There's no need for me to get on YouTube every day and keep making videos repeating the same thing over and over again. That seems silly. It seems redundant at this point. It isn't even a horse anymore. It's just a pile of mush at this point. I'm beating it with a fucking a meat tenderizer. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, I'm good, dude. I don't need to repeat myself over and over again. I see the obvious unnecessary suffering, the lack of symbiotic living in this reality, the lack of unity, the lack of peace, the lack of harmony. I see it all. I do. I see the suffering of humanity. I see that on a daily basis. So it's hard for me not to have this perspective on this fucking realm. I just don't like it. I think it's a hellish realm. I think that we're suffering it for no reason, and I feel like I'm forced to deal with it. Even if my personal reality is not scripted, the whole of the reality is scripted and goes in a direction that I'm usually not interested in. I'm not a fan of AI, androids, and chip in the brain, AI, all this new shit that's coming at you. I'm not a fan of it, but it's going to happen anyways. It's going to happen anyways. If my channel had 30 million subscribers, it's going to happen anyways. It's going to happen anyways. I don't like it. That sucks. I don't like that. But we're in the matrix. We're in the trap. We're in the whatever, the mind of a psychotic god that feeds off suffering. I don't know. But we're in it. I'm dealing with something recently with a subscriber of mine that doesn't want to be here anymore. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And it's just really bothering me. It's been eating at me a little bit. And his perspective was that because he was going to exit with a conscious mind, that it was going to somehow give him some advantage. And my argument would be, brother, how many warriors do you think did that before you? How many Spartans or Trojans or whatever old oil up the blade and brush their hair to prepare for combat warriors had that same exact mentality that you had? If they did not defeat this Archon or this Soul Trapper, this whatever, what makes you think you're going to? I would pose that question to him, to Ignorance is Bliss, or anybody else putting forward these thoughts and ideas. Lion Sword, whoever's out there saying we need to kill ourselves, and or Shengel I think is also saying this. I don't agree with that. I hate to break it to you guys. I don't know if it's an ego thing, but there's been a lot of tough motherfuckers that believe that same shit you guys are talking about that came before you. Not everything's about stature. I'd rather have a dude that's like 5'6" that's got the heart of a fucking lion inside of him on my team than the guy that's 6'4" that's a mumbling fucking dum-dum. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of very strong, powerful, tough, hardened souls that have left this place in war, in combat, with them same beliefs you guys have, that I must leave conscious and blah, blah, blah. Thousands of warriors before you guys. If it was possible, they would have did it. If your experience is so suffering every day that you're just tormented, it's not me to argue for you to stay here or not. That's not my position to take. I don't know what to tell somebody like that, because I think if I was suffering every single day, I would not want to be here either. But my reality is a lot of suffering, but there's mixed in a little bit of good. I can see the light at the end of some tunnels with all my life situations. It's bearable. It's bearable. And again, I grow every day. My philosophy may not change every day, but I do learn a little bit more about myself. And I sort of do find the path of self-discovery interesting. It's sort of enough to keep me going along. I not enjoy the traumas of life, but I do sort of take on the challenge, I guess you could say, in a weird way. Like I said, I'm having trouble calming down even when I'm in a peaceful environment now. And this is actually a trait of my mom. I'm pretty sure also of my grandma. But I take it as a challenge, to be honest with you, in a weird way. I'm sort of like, okay, let's play this game then. I guarantee you I find myself again. I guarantee you I find my peace and harmony again. You want to challenge me with this like PTSD mode? Like, I take it as a challenge. Well, I don't know why I'm like that way. I don't know if it's an ego thing or but I refuse to allow this machine to defeat me. Like, I don't know. I refuse to allow this thing to fully defeat me. I just refuse. And while I may see some of Shengel's and all their arguments, like, I sort of understand their arguments, I hope that they sort of understand mine too. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you guys the same person you were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? And if you are, and you're suffering, again, I don't know what to say to that, but Um, I think it's better to stick around, or again, probably do something practical. Like, if you feel like you're absolutely true and you feel like you have the ultimate truth, it'd probably be of who to you to stick around a little bit and tell people about that. Don't just get rid of yourself, because if your guys' theories are true, how popular are they? They're sort of the minority, so I would say it's sort of. But then they could argue like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign up for this shit. I don't want that job. I don't want that burden. Why are you putting that little righteous path onto me? And I could kind of understand that perspective. Putting yourself in other people's shoes is like an interesting thing to raise somebody up doing. I think all parents should raise their children up to do that. Like, treat people how you would want to be treated. Um, I don't know why I brought that up or why that just jumped into my head. Uh, is there somebody out there that's not treating somebody the way that they need to be treated? Or uh, maybe I'm not treating somebody the way that they need to be treated. I don't know. I'll have to fucking meditate on that one. But again, anyways, like, yeah, we're in a shitty situation, guys. There really isn't much I can say. All I can do is, well, like, try to make sense of a nonsensical, bizarre fucking reality. I have no idea what's going on here anymore. Uh, I don't. I think I'm running out of battery, so probably going to go ahead and wrap this one up. The overall message is I just don't think we have free will, at least not in the sense that we think we do. I think we're sort of pulled in directions to behave a certain type of way. Um, you could say some people are born gay. You can actually see gayness in children. Like, they don't, so they don't have no say so in the way that they're programmed. That makes me question if child sniffers are also programmed that way. Um, to be that way, whether they have a say so or not. Like, this reality plugs souls into like these. Okay, there was this dude. I'm just gonna tell the story real quick because again I think I'm running low. But my neighbor was dealing with a child sniffer situation. He was like an investigator or something. My neighbor was, and this dude's family showed up, and he had to lock himself in his room because he was trying to help his son, but his son had kids and he was a child sniffer, and he had to lock himself in his room because he didn't want. So he was tormented by his own mental disorder, if you want to call it that, as a child sniffer, as a mental disorder. But he didn't want to be in that body. Like, he didn't like that about himself. He was trying to avoid it. So that tells me his avatar is scripted to be one way, that it don't fucking matter what his soul wants about it, is what I'm saying. Our experiences are scripted. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.